Go to patreon.com/tiltedtripodmedia. Support this channel by becoming a member and unlock the future of video, product reviews, travel, and more on Tilted Tripod Media. Click that subscribe button and welcome to the future of video. And smash the bell icon to be notified about weekly videos. Welcome to today's episode and welcome to the Canton Center Mall, formerly known as the Mellet Mall. This is a very special episode because I was not even expecting to be able to get into this mall because for all intents purposes, yes, I know the JCPenney is still operating, but for all intents purposes, the mall is completely abandoned. On several visits to this mall during 2018 and more recently in 2019, the doors leading from the JCPenney into the mall had been left cracked open, I guess as an emergency exit, allowing you to walk right in to the vacant section of the mall. The other section of the mall, which would be the Kaufman's wing, they had completely walled off with a small door that was locked, so I was not able to get into that section. But I have seen some videos of people that have been exploring that section, and it looks real bad. I mean, it's really falling apart on that side. So this is a look at what I was able to get inside and film of the Canton Center / Mellet Mall. What you're looking at right now is the former Kaufman's and Macy's, and there you can see the label scar. Now let me tell you, this parking lot was super sketchy because it's full of potholes, and with the snow on the ground, you couldn't really tell when you were going to fall into one and just that would be the end. As of November 2019, this JCPenney is still open and operating and doesn't have any plans to close or relocate. There you can see in the background the glass doors that were left cracked open, which allowed me to get inside the mall. In August of 1965, the Mellet Mall was opened for business, and its main anchor was a 158,262 square foot JCPenney department store. The mall was originally an open-air mall. It had stores such as F.W. Woolworth Company, Fannie Farmer, Gray Drugs, and a Montgomery Ward catalog store. In 1967, a single-screen cinema was opened at the Mellet Mall. Just shortly after the theater being opened, a mall expansion was started. The expansion would include a 116,231 square foot O'Neill's store that was to be built on the south end of the complex. In 1968, a 120,600 square foot two-story Montgomery Ward's plus an east wing to the mall was constructed as well. This expansion would be completed only a year before the competing Belden Village Mall would open in nearby Jackson. At first, the mall wasn't very worried about the nearby enclosed Belden Village, but they would make some changes in the 1970s with the division of the Mellet Mall cinemas into two cinemas in 1973. This mall would continue to operate as an open-air mall until about 1977, despite the fact that the open-air concept in general had been dying off for at least the last 10 years. In 1981, the Mellet Homes Corporation would sell the mall to Forest City Enterprises. The 1980s would start the mall's decline, with the theater closing only to reopen briefly in 1985 and then close again due to a rental dispute and the theater not wanting to pay the rent. In the 1980s, Forest City would pour $16 million into renovating the entire mall with the addition of a food court at the north end of the mall, and in March of 1988, the mall would be renamed to Canton Center. This would start a huge cycle of stores being renamed, rebranded, or just changing companies altogether. So this brings us to the 1990s and early to mid-2000s. And I'm not going to go into a ton of detail here because mostly it was just major retailers such as Montgomery Ward and different department stores coming and going or just leaving the mall altogether. And by the early to mid-2000s, the mall's rapid decline was severe, and there was not a whole lot of stores left in the mall, and to this day, the only operating store still left is the JCPenney. And we're not going to include all that new strip mall stuff they built. I'm talking physically attached to the original mall. Penny's is the last. That is it. So there really isn't a closing date because technically the mall is still open even though there's nothing in it other than the Penny's. So I have to give credit to the current owners of this mall. And I know you're probably going, wait, what did he say? Just give me a minute and I'll explain. What I'm actually meaning is the fact that you can walk through this mall. Yes, it's abandoned and closed, but the fact that you can actually still walk through the corridors and experience what the mall used to be like, or rather remember what the mall used to be like for all those people that grew up going to this mall, is absolutely fantastic. And I think more abandoned, dead, or dying malls should do this. And I know for certain reasons sometimes they have to close them for safety reasons, but I'm sure they could figure out a way to still let people that want to go in and explore these places explore them. Have some kind of a disclaimer that if you get injured or something, it's your fault and the mall's not liable, whatever. I'm sure they can figure something out because it was absolutely fantastic being able to walk through this mall and document it as it is and not have to worry about trespassing or being arrested or any of that kind of thing. So that is why big props go out to whoever owns this mall, or rather the current owner of this mall. getting to walk through this mostly abandoned mall was an amazing experience. It was kind of sad, kind of creepy, but super exhilarating, and I wanted to thank the mall owners for allowing people to walk through this mall and get to experience what it used to be and what it is today. And I wanted to thank everyone for joining me here on this very special episode of Urbex. If you wouldn't, head on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/tiltedtripodmedia, join, become a member, and even a $3 donation goes a long way to help support this channel. With the cost of gas, lodging, and food, it adds up really quick. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon so that you can stay up to date on all the latest videos here at Tilted Tripod Media, on Urbex, and all my other channels. And I will see you again in the next video.